Hey guys, Boss and Ramos. And unfortunately, this Sunday, the Miami Dolphins have lost to the New England Patriots, 23-21. Both teams now are at 8-8, and Dolphins have fallen out of the playoff picture in terms of holding the seventh seed. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Uh, Real quick, finally updated the the board here. We got the scoreboard, we got the records, and we got the gambling odds. So over under was 41, over hit. The spread was -2.5 in favor of New England. That hit, and obviously the money line hit, which was -145. So for all of you guys who may have had those as part of your bets this weekend, congratulations, big wins. And yeah, very unfortunate loss. This now is the fifth straight loss for the Dolphins this season, and very streaky Miami Dolphins. Three straight wins, three straight losses. Five straight wins, five straight losses. Now, that being said, can the Dolphins continue a winning streak next week? We'll find out. Let's get into some highlights. We have Teddy Bridgewater finding Tyreek Hill down the field. This was a really good drive. This was the second drive by the Dolphins. This was a beautiful throw by Teddy. I love this one. This one was to Mike Gesicki, just right over the linebackers, just outstretched the hands of Bentley, and great throw. This was the touchdown by Tyreek. It was considered a rushing touchdown because Teddy threw it kind of backwards. Either way, Tyreek was loving. He was flipping out. But left Smythe hanging. Bad news. Taquan Thornton, he had an easy touchdown. The coverage here by Igbenogany got a little confused. Second I saw Igbenogany on the field, I'm like, please, why? And he got caught up in the pick there by Hunter Henry. This is a nice little reminiscent find of what the offense used to be for the Dolphins with Tua at the helm, finding Waddle down the middle of the field. And then Teddy, nice little flip TD to Raheem Mostert. And then Mostert here again getting a big 21-yard gain. And this is what we needed to see out of the Dolphins. Unfortunate here. Teddy gets picked off. Pick six touchdown for the Patriots. And Teddy hit his hand on one of the Patriots defenders. Then insult to injury, gets stiff-armed on the way to the end zone. Unfortunate for him. Skylar Thompson comes in relief. Throws it a little bit behind Tyreek. And Jones, the cornerback for the Patriots, does a nice little toe tap. Had to give him some love because that was a really nice move by him. But, made sure to keep those feet in bounds. And help the Patriots, get possession with the ball. Christian Wilkins, nice little bat down. Jones, kind of combative backwise. Cross in. Bad PI, which sets up the Jacoby Myers touchdown. Dolphins in the red zone defense looked good for the most part. Just big miscommunication really screwed the Dolphins on the red zone defense. Right after the 2-minute warning, Skylar Thompson found Mike Gesicki in the end zone on a little scramble drill. And that was the final score. Dolphins could not get the onside kick, kicked it straight to Hunter Henry. And yeah. So what does this leave the Dolphins now? 8-8, out of the playoffs. And Patriots control the playoff picture in terms of the final spot. They have a game against the Buffalo Bills next week, who we'll see what happens on Monday, but they will probably be fighting for the number one seed. If they lose on Monday night, they more so than likely will try to rest their guys. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Chiefs won. So, yeah, the Chiefs won 27-24 against Denver. So that just means Buffalo needs to win this week and more than likely win next week to secure the number one seed. But, yeah, tough spot for the Dolphins. You had a good chance here. Teddy going out was a big dent, big hole in the Dolphins' sail in terms of trying to right this ship to the playoffs. And, Skylar Thompson didn't look horrible, but he didn't look good either. But same story, different week. Dolphins quarterbacks having issues staying healthy. It's unfortunate. Now let's get into some of the stats, and then we'll go into the playoff pictures after. But real quick, before we do all that, let's get into the keys. keys were to protect Teddy. Did a decent job. That was an injury that you can't really blame on anyone. Just unfortunately, he hit his hand on Patriots defender's helmet and kind of messed up his throwing hand. Uh, Established running game. I think the Dolphins did a pretty decent job at that. I wouldn't say really good, but at least decent. They tried to stay consistent with making running play calls, and then later in the game, what can you do? You got down, and then it's unfortunate. Defensively, put pressure on Mac Jones. I feel like they did a really good job at that, but with some of the injuries, like Xavier Howard not playing this game, definitely limited this secondary to capitalize on some of the mistakes, some of the errant throws that Mac Jones ended up doing. And limiting Ramondre Stevenson, I think the Dolphins did a pretty good job of that. 8 carries for 42 yards. So, limiting the running game. Jason Sanders, I jinxed it. I'm sorry, guys. I said that Jason Sanders needs to be very good. He had a crucial spot in this game. Missed a field goal. Could have been the difference. Who knows? But in that moment in time, you don't think it's going to be the case of possibly why you lose the game. But, yeah. All right, let's get into let's get into some of the team stats first. All right, so first downs, Dolphins had 21, Patriots had 14. Passing first downs, Dolphins had 15, Patriots had 9. Rushing first downs, Dolphins had 4, Patriots had 2. First downs from penalties, Dolphins had 2, Patriots had 3. Third down efficiency, both teams were really bad at third down. Dolphins 3 of 4 of 14, Patriots 5 of 13. Fourth down efficiency, Dolphins were 2 of 3, Patriots were 0 for 1. Mac Jones had a big sack loss on that fourth down play, which really pushed them out of field goal range, but ended up working out in their favor. Dolphins had 69 plays, Patriots had 57. We'll go over the yardage later. And penalties, Dolphins had 9 penalties for 71 yards. Patriots had 6 penalties for 39 yards. That one of the biggest penalties was that crossing pass interference. Really settled the Patriots there. It's very unfortunate. Red zone attempts. Dolphins went 3 for 3 on the red zone. Patriots went 2 for 2. And Dolphins had 2 turnovers time possession. Miami Dolphins 33 minutes 44 seconds. New England Patriots 26 minutes 12 seconds. And let's get into some of these box score. So as you guys know, Dolphins had 2 quarterbacks in. They combined for 24 of 40, 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Both were sacked for a loss of 18 yards. Teddy had more yards. Both went 12 completions, but Skyler had 2 more throws. So Teddy 12 of 19 for 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack for a loss of 12 yards. Skyler Thompson 12 completions, 21 attempts, 104 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sacked for a loss of 6 yards. Mac Jones did decent. He went 20 of 30, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 3 times for a loss of 31 yards. Miami Dolphins had 86 overall rushing yards off of 27 attempts. Jeff Wilson was the leading ball carrier with 15 carries, 45 yards, longest of 11. Raheem Mostert, 9 carries, 29 yards. Teddy and Skyler Thompson both had a carry. Both of them combined for 10 yards. Tyreek Hill had a 2-yard rushing touchdown. And then for the Patriots, Ramondre Stevenson, 8 carries, 42 yards, longest of 18. Damian Harris, 9 carries, 32 yards, longest of 11. Kendrick Bourne had a carry for 2 yards, and Mac Jones had 3 carries for a total of 1 yard. Miami receiving, Raheem Mostert was the leading receiver, both in receptions and yardage. 8 receptions, 62 yards, 1 touchdown, longest of 25 off of 8 targets. Good job, Raheem. Tyreek Hill, 4 receptions, 55 yards, longest of 19. Jalen Waddle, 3 receptions, 52 yards, longest of 23. Waddle took a pretty bad hit that kept him out for most of the game, and he was unfortunately targeted. It was a very bad hit by Jabril Peppers. Hope everything's all right with Jalen Waddle, but he was grabbing at his shoulder for the most part of the game after that hit. Next is Jeff Wilson, 3 receptions, 31 yards. Trent Sherfield, 2 receptions, 30 yards. Mike Gesicki, 2 receptions, 18 yards, 1 touchdown. Smythe had a reception for 9 yards. So did Savon Ahmed. And Alec Ingold was targeted once, but he literally has a clubbed hand. Like, he literally has a cast on his hand. Patriots, Tyquan Thornton had 3 receptions, 60 yards, 1 touchdown, longest of 29. Hunter Henry, 5 receptions, 52 yards, longest of 29. Jacoby Myers, 6 receptions, 48 yards, 1 touchdown, longest of 25. Damon Harris, 3 receptions, 18 yards. Kendrick Bourne, 1 reception, 16 yards. Ramondre Stevenson, 2 receptions, 9 yards. Aguilar was targeted, but nothing came of. All right, let's go to the defensive stats. Landon Roberts was the Dolphins' leading tackler with 10 total tackles, 7 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 QB hit. Javon Holland had 8 total tackles, 7 solo. He took a weird bump in, I want to say, late first quarter, early second quarter, where he kind of got caught between someone he was trying to tackle and one of our defenders as well, and kind of messed up his hand, but he stayed in the game, which was good. But hopefully everything's all right there. Christian Wilkins had 6 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 sack, 1 pass deflection, 1 QB hit. Key stats: Zach Sealer had a sack and a tackle for a loss and QB hit. Jalen Phillips had a QB hit. Andrew Van Ginkel had a pass deflection and a QB hit. Kader Kohu had a tackle for a loss. And that's about it for the key stats for the Miami Dolphins. For the New England Patriots, Jawan Bentley had 9 total tackles, 5 solo, 1 tackle for a loss. Jabril Peppers, 8 total tackles, 6 solo. Miles Bryant, 7 total, 5 solo, 1 pass deflection. And then we have, Kyle Duggar had 2 pass deflections and a touchdown off of the pick 6. Jonathan Jones had 2 pass deflections. Christian Barrymore had 4 QB hits, a sack, and a tackle for a loss. Dietrich Wise Jr. had a QB hit. Carl Davis Jr. had a tackle for a loss and a sack and a QB hit. And Josh Uche had a QB hit. And that's about it for the key stats for the New England Patriots. Interceptions: Jonathan Jones had an interception return for 2 yards, and Kyle Duggar had interception return for 39 yards and a pick 6. Kick returns: Raheem Mostert had 3 kick returns for 79 total yards, longest of 31. Piri Strong had a kick return for the Patriots for 21 yards. Cedric Wilson had 3 punt returns for a total of 13 yards. Miles Bryant had 2 returns for a total of 10 yards. Jay Sanders 0 for 1 on field goals, 3 for 3 on extra points. Nick Folk went 1 for 1 on field goals, 2 for 3 on extra points. Punting: Thomas Morstead had 4 punts for a total of 189 yards. Michael Pardley had 5 total punts for a total of 212 yards. 2 touchbacks, none in the 20, longest of 58. All of Morstead's were in the 20, and longest was 51 yards. Woo! That was a mouthful. Bunch of stuff going on there. So let's talk about the standings. Currently, the New England Patriots are above the Miami Dolphins in standings. Both teams are 8-8, but I think the biggest difference, aside from scheduling, is just points for and points against. But I'll get to the playoff picture to explain it. Wins tiebreaker over Miami based on best win percentage in division games. Yep. Patriots have 2 wins against the Jets. So if the Dolphins win next week, could jump the Patriots, especially if the Patriots lose. But we'll just have to wait and see what's going on there. But yeah, this really, really sucks for the Miami Dolphins. The revolving door of quarterbacks on the field for the Dolphins has been very unfortunate. And the lack of health on defense has been also glaring. So, coming into 2023, just hoping Dolphins can finally get a win. New year, new me, get a new win. But that wasn't the case. And that's very unfortunate for this Dolphins team because right now, they just are now on the outside looking in after holding this playoff spot for quite some time. So, unfortunate sequence of events. I understand that, but there needs to be something better for this Miami Dolphins team. They need to um, adhere to diversity. It was very upsetting how they handled the whole Teddy Bridgewater situation right now. Whole third quarter, essentially, he was being evaluated with his finger. They tried putting a splint on it. He tried throwing it on the sideline. Didn't work. They took him into uh, under the stadium and like tried evaluating him there. Then he finally comes out, still not ready to go. And it's just like we need to have a little bit more of a sense of urgency. The whole game plan was predicated around Teddy Bridgewater and the fact that in the most crucial moments of the game we don't have him. I understand it's a freak accident, but it that needs to be better. I'm not saying Skylar Thompson did horrible. I think he did all right, being thrusted into that position. But it took a while for him to get going. And not until the very end of the game where the Patriots were just playing pretty much protect defense, like not really worrying about stopping the Dolphins. Is more so just like, all right, let's not let them score so fast. So, yeah. Where does this leave the Dolphins? All in limbo. What's going to be the situation with Tua? Is he going to be cleared to play? I doubt it. I don't think Tua plays for the rest of the season at this point. Especially, I don't think they throw him into this game against the New York Jets, who have a pretty good defense, who have a high possibility of taking the Dolphins Tua out again. So, and last thing the Dolphins would need is send Tua out there and then bam, gets another head injury. In terms of defense, it sucked that they had Bradley Chubb and Xavier Howard out. Teron Armstead being out was a big deal too. So, yeah, I'm not blaming it on injuries because a lot of people deal with injuries. I just feel like we just need to be better. There's not much really else to say there. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully the Dolphins can pick their things up and get it together because right now the Jets are losing to the Seattle Seahawks pretty mightily, but they do have the ball. It's 6-17 currently as I make the video, so hopefully the Jets can lose this game and then it just gives the Dolphins a better opportunity to put themselves in position next week. But we also have to hope for the Buffalo Bills to win on Monday night, because if that's the case, then they are still in position to fight for the number 1 seed, have something to play for, because otherwise they're just going to take everyone out on next week against the Patriots, more than likely. So that's what we got to hope for as Dolphin fans. Hate for it to be this way. I was really hoping the Dolphins can control their own destiny. Things happen. What can you do? Either way, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully the Dolphins can figure things out. That's pretty much it. Peace.